Every once in a while, you'll pass by like a little town. The town being like a loggers town, so you can like spend your night inside of a room, or stay outside of the town on the ground if need be. But I'm sure you're looking for a bar. And while you guys are traveling along, like again, they're loggers towns that bring a lot of the wood to Mirror Bar or selling it to other regions nearby. But eventually you kind of get to the point where it's like, okay, Lurkwood is going to continue traveling like northeast, like with a curve to it. And we kind of want to turn east here, kind of judging where you want to be on the map. So where it is that you guys make that idea that you want to do that, could you make me a survival check? And I imagine this is Grommen and Otto. And I only imagine this because that is what a certain jellyfish pirate told me is happening. And so I'm just going to listen to Jellyfish Pirate.
That was a great comic. Thank you for making that.
Yeah, no, that was great. I shared it with the group earlier. I was like, oh, man.
It was perfect. It was so good.
I was like, Grommen would totally eat mushrooms. And then you tweeted that you're like looking up magical mushrooms. Like, oh no.
It was perfect. It was so good. All right, so you guys with your survival checks, Otto 14 and Grommen 18. You guys decide where it is. Okay, yep, no. After a meal or whatever it is while you're having lunch, you decide we're going to turn in like a couple miles travel, and you do so. You start turning into the Lurkwood itself. Now, the Lurkwood, as you initially enter into it, and that first little bit of travel, again, the Lurkwood is very commonly logged by a lot of the settlements around the region. It's like the outskirts of the Lurkwood aren't really that dangerous, not that bad. However, it's as you get further into the Lurkwood that things start to get a little dicey. You notice, like, obviously, like the trees are growing closer together. Who cares about that? So the canopy, and it's a bit darker, but everybody but Otto doesn't really care about that. The actual like terrain there gets a little bit more marsh-like, but it's still woods. It's not like it's a bayou or anything like that. So the ground there does get a bit softer, but what really kind of catches your attention is there are creatures that lurk in the Lurkwood. Most of them happen to be orcs, and that plays very much to your benefit. If this was a typical party, maybe bumping into orcs would mean little encounters here and there, involved with some sort of bloodshed and maybe a few scars for Grommen's face. But luckily for you, as soon as orcs kind of like jump out and be like, we're here to attack you, banditry, you do luckily have a well-spoken cleric of Grumsh that is going to say to them,
I would just speak to them and just give them a blessing of Grumsh, I guess. Like,
banditry, blessing of Grumsh to you too.
Well, they're just orcs. You said they're attacking us, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I would try my best to be orc diplomacy with them, I guess.
Gotcha. So why don't I have you roll for me an intimidation check, just to kind of get them to back down for a moment, and then we'll have you. Do you need assistance on your intimidation before you roll it?
Grommen could help. Sure.
All right. Are they coming at us?
Otto, be intimidating, damn it.
I got it.
Ding, ding, ding.
So yeah, there you go. Wow, that's a hell of a roll.
All right.
So any advantage?
Well, I mean, you could just roll as well. I would have given one of you guys advantage, but you just roll as well. There we go. You're like, listen up here, Pipsqueak. Grumsh has a blessing for you. And Grommen just kind of like, and I just realized Sam disappeared again. Rye's like, I'm turning invisible for this. So you guys, so Grommen kind of like grabs their attention and gets them to like double, like to think twice about their attack. And this is when Thonk is able to have his moment of, I'm going to try to dissuade them from doing this. And he can do so with a diplomacy or a religion or intimidate, or how it is that you feel as though Thonk would go about this. Describe your method. I can define.
I'm trying to think. I mean, for Thonk specifically, probably religion, because he wears his religion so openly.
Mm-hmm.
So he would just try and connect with them, I guess, via religion.
Okay, then why don't you roll for me a religion check? And don't suck. Yeah, that's not bad.
It's all right. 13.
Okay, so kind of like puffing your chest out and, making sure that it's very, turning around so everybody can see, make sure it's very obvious that you have like the mark of Grumsh literally on your person. So it's very easily known that you are not just a somebody, right? You're not just a nobody. My apologies. So doing that, you kind of catch their attention. They're kind of like, oh, this is one of us. To which they would inquire, like, why you travel with them? Pointing at Rye and Otto.
Very much kind of explain to them that they are just tools for the cause. Everything has its use.
Are you speaking to them in Orcish?
Oh yeah, Orcish.
Okay. So just kind of explaining they are tools for the cause and so on and so forth. Because you did not have an amazing and resounding religion check, I'm going to have you roll for me a persuasion check to try to describe this to them.
Sure. Another 8.
God, you are rolling terribly.
Let's get these out of the way now, I guess.
Oh man, this is so bad. So the orcs are not fully convinced by what it is that you're trying to say. So you kind of like, Grommen kind of scares them for a second, so they think twice, and you take the opportunity and show off your faith and just kind of like, these are tools for the cause of Grumsh. They serve Grumsh in their own way, and they're like, and one of them's like, they're your friends. Another one's like, they city orcs, soft skin. Another one's like, yeah, they sleep on pillow bed. And they're very much like not convinced.
Who's the one that who threw the first insult at me?
I will say it's the person that's actually standing closest to Grommen and was gesturing at you through Grommen.
All right, I'm gonna make a touch attack on him.
So you're gonna like walk past Grommen and up to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if he's saying that we're like soft city orcs, I just calmly walk up to him and I'm just gonna inflict wounds on him.
Roll me a deception check as you calmly walk up to him.
Oh, I'm calm.
I believe you're calm.
Deception is not my strong suit. 14.
Yeah,
it's
but
all right.
Strangely it is. Strangely, that's
my
your
best roll
strongest suit
so
today.
far.
I'm just saying. I'm waiting for me to tell Sam to roll the first roll, and it's gonna be green.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Because
I'm gonna roll this attack roll. It's a surprise attack, and I'm still gonna miss.
Okay.
I thought this is gonna go down.
Of course, that's the way it always does, right?
Yeah.
So you you go up to the guy, and make your touch attack with your spell.
Please don't fucking suck. I hit. There's no way I don't hit.
There we go.
So it's a second level. I didn't burn a third. It's a second level.
Mm-hmm.
So it is 4d10.
Actually, you were kind of catching that guy off guard. That was kind of because you succeeded your deception. You can roll me that with advantage. Just roll one more time. We'll take the higher of the two.
Oh, okay. So I crit. Gotcha. I do not crit.
We'll take the second one.
No, we will not.
All right. So you actually do successfully hit the guy. Roll me your damage. And you obliterate him.
Oh, he's that
Brandon
weak.
Mork. Brandon Mork.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can describe it if you'd like.
No, it's very
to
simple. Like I said, I just walk up to him. He calls us soft city orcs, and hearing that, I calmly just walk by Grommen. I just reach up and I place my hand on his chest, and as always, you see just the life sap out of him. His muscles atrophy, and he just kind of collapses into a heap in front of me, and I kind of like withdraw my hand, and I just kind of.
Grumman's like, I think he's soft.
Yes, that's great.
Nice.
I don't say anything after that. Like I kind of just look them in the eyes. Like, you really want to do this?
Nobody says anything either. It's this like awkward like moment that kind of drags on for a bit. So anybody feel free to chime in if you'd like to. That drags on for a bit where they're all kind of like, oh, like the wind has been completely taken from our sails here. We don't know what to do. You just killed the leader guy.
No, he was the leader and he died that fast. I'll take it.
So there's like this dragging moment of silence where even if nothing happens for a few seconds, one of them will actually like start tapping the side of his leg with whatever weapon he has in his hand. Like, what do I do? You know what I mean?
If they don't do anything, I'll look to the 3 party members and kind of like nod my head like, let's go. And like just with purpose walk by them and like I'm gonna ignore them like they're not worth my time.
Okay, so you just want to completely leave them in the dust and keep on moving.
Yep.
Absolutely. So you do that, and I'm hoping in the future you roll a little bit better. But it kind of goes like that in the multiple encounters that you guys get into along the way. So there are a few different situations that you get into where you kind of like orcs approach you. You just kind of just like bitches move, and eventually they do. If they happen to be particularly stubborn, you guys can make quick work of them. And that's not that big of a deal. So this brings you a couple days traveling into the woods. While the mileage may not be very very far. It's the fact that you're traveling through thick woods, that you're going through them, not exactly sure where it is that you're going. You don't have like a straight path to stay on, constant navigation that slows you down. So it actually makes the travel a bit longer than you had hoped. That all being said, could you guys roll for me another survival check, please? This is a matter of navigation, the first like half of the woods.
Beautiful roll.
Ooh.
That's beautiful.
That is awesome. So Grommen goes around and uses the survival check to very much lead the way of like where it is that you guys are going, leading a lot of the way for like the hunting and stuff like that. That makes sense because Otto probably being so far removed from a bar now is just having withdrawals and like convulsing on the floor and foaming, waiting for alcohol to be drank.
It's pretty bad.
And you guys are making your way along doing that, but as you guys are traveling, how is it that you're acquiring food as you go, right? Like you're kind of like, oh, we killed a deer there, we caught a rabbit there, we're eating these plants.
I can just create food and water if we desperately need food.
Maggie and I are also wanderers.
Yeah, so we can always find enough food for our party and water for our party.
Yeah. So then I won't even need to cast a spell.
Yeah, those are like the 3 things that we can always do for the party.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Then can you guys do me a favor? And anybody can do this, or everybody can do this. Roll me a nature check real quick.
Nope.
Nah.
I love how Grommen rolls a natty 20 and gets an 18.
Hold on, though. I have a -2 to nature rolls. Like, that is insane. Like, what?
That's amazing.
Broken. There's no way.
Wow. Okay. So I love the fact that Otto, who keeps screwing up where it is that you guys are supposed to be going, and literally Rye is probably Otto. Grommen went that way. And then you guys are coming back with food, and at one point in time, Grommen actually comes back with this huge deer slugged over his shoulder, like one of those. How do you carry this crap? Slugged over his shoulder, like a bit of blood kind of dripping down because he's already trying to like drain it as he's walking, so it's kind of like trailing blood as he goes. And he kind of walks into the camp with this big thing, slugs it down, and starts like peeling layers off for you guys to roast over the fire and maybe preserve for whatever amount of time.
That's not how you get deer meat, by the way. You would hang it and then you would pull it down. Just saying.
Sure. If we're gonna do it the correct way, but I just imagine Grom be like, "Ooh, food, me eat whole thing, one sit."
That's true.
And it's not like you're curing it either, right? So you don't need to properly drain it, right? So anyways, you guys acquire the deer, and then Otto, who goes off and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go get me a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna catch rabbits. I want to make a nice rabbit stew or whatever it is." And he comes back, and the only thing he was really able to find were a couple of leaves and some mushrooms.
Oh,
and luckily for him, Otto wears gloves. Yes.
Sure.
That's
gloves.
That's a good thing because
Like, now I wear gloves, yes.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Because Rye is able to point out that that's poison sumac that he's carrying for leaves and certainly isn't edible.
Ah.
And Grommen is able to point out that those mushrooms, while certainly edible, have other effects to them.
Ah.
Ooh, give me those.
May I have accidentally sampled a few on my return journey?
I mean, potentially.
I may have gone ahead and done that. I think I may have snuck a quick snack.
So you just like, I think that these are safe mushrooms?
These look good to me. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry.
This is interesting. So you're literally just trying to like make your way back to the camp so we'll just to avoid like a bunch of ridiculous rolls at disadvantage.
Sure.
We'll say that you literally, as it's like, it starts to hit you while you're traveling, but it like really starts hitting you as you're kind of like walking into camp. It's one of those, like, you see them up ahead and you know it's them there, but you're kind of like, woof, and you like stop at a tree to kind of like catch your breath for a second.
Mm-hmm.
They notice that you're over there, but don't think anything of it. And then you can start making your way in.
Otto's just sort of, he's got a 1,000-yard stare as he makes his way back into the campsite. And he just
Otto.
stands in front of the fire.
You okay?
It's so pretty. He's
What
just
pretty?
staring at the fire.
Oh, yeah, fire pretty. I like fire, too. Grommen sits down next to Otto and looks at the fire.
I'm just going to stand there for a minute.
Thong's probably too busy to notice anything going on.
You could roll an insight if you'd like. You don't have to.
Sure. Insight.
Grauman's gonna carve him like a little fire.
I rolled a natural 1. Of course I did.
I love
Wanna
that you
have-
rolled a natural 1 and it's still as good as all of your other rolls so far.
Because it's like my best skill check. It's wisdom.
Either way, it's a failure. So
Yeah, I don't.
you
I'm
suck.
too busy. I'm too busy.
Otto
Wow.
turns to look at Grumman. Yeah.
Grauman's making you a little fire thing. I just rolled my scrimshaw. This is like a legit nice fire thing.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Otto's now transfixed entirely on the wood that Grumman has in his hand.
I'm making him a little fire totem.
Where'd you get that?
I make it for you.
That's so sweet of you. You're good. You're a good friend, Grumman. Thank you.
You good friend too, Otto.
I just lunge and hug him. Wrap tight
Grauman
around his
like
thigh.
hugs him and then is like, about yesterday, Otto.
Perfect.
Ryan's watching from across the camp like this is a TV show. Quietly enthralled.
Otto is latched onto your leg. What about yesterday?
Why you come to my room like that?
I was trying to make you pee.
But how you make me pee by showing me your pee?
It's a good fire, Grumman. You're getting good at this.
Grauman's like concerned now because you seem really out of it. He's like, right, I don't think Otto okay.
Otto hears Rye. Rye. Hi, Rye.
Ryan just kind of like nods and little wave.
Otto starts walking toward Rye. Rye. You have horns.
Yeah.
You have horns, Rye. He just starts reaching for him.
Ryan just doesn't move. Just lets you just do your thing.
Starts to caress both horns slowly with his hands.
Good God.
Otto X Rye right now going down.
What do they do? He's really transfixed on the right one. Can you take him off?
No.
That would be cool if you could take them off though.
Oh, yeah, it would. You should
Stonk
get
like
better ones.
chopping wood.
What's wrong with these ones?
You can't take them off.
What if I want to keep them?
I look back at Grumman. Do you have horns?
Grauman touches his head. No, I don't think I have horns.
Otto reaches up to his hand. Do I have horns?
You know what's
No.
funny is you actually. It feels like you do. You're pretty sure you do have horns.
I have horns. I have
No.
horns. I have horns.
No.
I have horns. They're here.
Let me see.
He runs over to Grom and like peeling back. He's like, I have horns right here.
I don't see horns.
It's right there.
I don't see them.
Otto is like so sure that it's there. How do you not see that? I feel it. It's right there.
Grauman like gives a concerned look to Rye.
Where it is that you guys are camped right now, you are over by the edge of like a bit of a marshy water spot. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a super clean pond, but it's still palatable water. So, I mean, you're welcome to go and look inside the water and see your reflection.
Otto runs to the water. It's right there. He runs straight up to the river. It's. Oh. And he's
You're
just
looking-
staring at himself now.
Yeah, you look into the water, and I mean, you don't see Otto with horns. Strangely enough, when you look into the water, you see like a really small and smiley thonk looking back at you.
with horns.
It's canon now. Sam said it. Sam said it. It's canon.
Otto has like a hand up here as he goes into looking in the water, and then you see his panic look start to fade away. Thanks, Donk. He's just smiling back. Hey, Funk.
Ryan's like watching you from behind, and she's laughing, and then she's like, Anna.
Where'd you get those horns? He starts to lean forward. Otto falls in the water.
He falls in the water.
Falls in the water?
Otto falls in the water.
Perfect. So Otto falls in the water. He's like, oh, splash, 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 splash. Otto's inside the water. How does everybody else react to this?
Does Thonk realized yet?
Ryan just
Well,
yells
it's obvious.
shit, and she runs over to the riverbank and tries to like fish him out.
Yeah, Grumman runs over and tries to help.
Where'd you go, Funk? Where's your horns?
Thonk dropping firewood, whatever he was doing that he wasn't noticing what was happening, starts walking his way over, and he just kind of like loudly, not shouts, but speaks like, "What's happening over here?"
Otto actually really weird.
What?
He has horns.
As you guys are doing this, one of the things that you notice is that, you kind of like, I don't know how much Otto is trying to take your assistance, but you guys are trying to reach at Otto, maybe grab him or whatever. The way he kind of fell and kerplunked in, he's just a little bit out of Grommen's reach, and Grommen has a considerable reach. It's one of those things where unless Otto tries to help back, Grommen can't get a grip on Otto without going into the water.
Otto's just treading water happily, looking for the little Funk that he found in the river.
Oh God!
He hears Big Thunk, and he looks over at him. Hey, I found you. I'm gonna get you.
Thonk just like looks at Otto and he just says, "Otto, come here."
You come here.
Like a dog.
You come here.
God damn it! I don't want to use magic on you.
Before you do that, everybody but Otto make me a perception check.
Oh God, this is like a freaking bog hag or some shit. Perception.
It's the one that you crush.
God damn.
Except you suck today.
I need to.
Wow, you had to roll a 4 to get that 11. Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh man. So luckily, I mean, none of you guys rolled terribly by any means. So I'm gonna say all of you guys noticed that you're like, come here, and he's kind of like goofing around and playing in there or whatever, and he's not really trying to get out anyways. But one of the things that you notice is that he's actually getting lower. You know what I mean? He's actually like kind of like the water's going up around him.
He's starting to sink.
Uh-oh.
I'll go in the water and get him. I'm gonna jump in and get him.
Yep. So Grommen's kind of like a cannonball jump.
Not a cannonball. Well, he's just gonna like go in the water, not like jump.
Lower himself in off the bank and.
Yeah. He's gonna like wade in, so you're inside the bog or whatever, and you go start assisting him. So Grommen comes up to you and is trying to grab at you. You know what I mean? Except when you see Grommen going at you and trying to grab at you, you think that Grommen's still like approaching that situation that like, you guys were talking about not too long ago, like what had happened a few nights beforehand. Like he kind of like has his look on his face and he's coming at you very quickly and kind of like reaching down at you. But as he's reaching down to grab you, you guys are still inside that in room. You know what I mean? And it's like it feels like there's water all around you, but it's not that there's water all around you, there's piss all around you because you couldn't hold it and so your pants are wet, but like you couldn't hold it so much that like the room started to fill up with water and you're literally like, ah! And it's again, Grommen's coming at you with this like weird look in his face trying to grab at you. React, Otto.
He thinks we're swimming in pee right now.
Oh! Why are you in here with me? Get out! Ah!
Your good trip turned into a bad trip.
Oh no!
Otto, I try to help you. You gotta get out.
Get out of there! It's gross! No! He's just like he's trying to get out of it, but it's just bringing him further in. Like, oh God! Ah!
I'm gonna try to grab him and pull him up.
Sure. Do me a favor and make for me a strength check.
A strength check, okay.
Okay, so you grab at him and you start trying to pull him up or whatever. And as you're struggling to pull, it's almost like something's got him. Like it will not let him go. You know what I mean? If he was in the right state of mind, he would almost feel like as though his legs are being fought back by like some sort of suction feeling, but he's not in the right state of mind. So instead he thinks that, something underneath the pee is grabbing him and pulling him further down and into the pee.
Pea
He's not
monster.
sure what it is,
Pea
but as he
monster.
looks down, he
Pea
still
monster.
sees Thunk with the horns in the water.
Of course.
Pea monster! Thunk! No! No, Thunk! No! Let go of my feet, Thunk!
I'm gonna try again to like pull him, I guess, while he's screaming.
Absolutely. Make that strength save. Rye and Thonk, make me a perception check, please.
This is great.
Thank you. Good God.
There you go. Oh,
Of
man.
course, there it is.
We
Yeah,
killed
there it
it
is.
all above 20.
Second
Oh,
time Rye rolls. It's a 20, of course. So you guys are watching, and you actually see like what's his name? Brahmin struggling to grab Otto and pull Otto out of this like little bog or whatever it is, this little pond. Trying to pull him out, and he's having a bit of a struggle doing so, but finally, pulls him out. You can actually see like a little blurb of water come out from underneath. It almost kind of looks like he, farted, but it, a big blurb of water comes up as they pull him out. But one of the things that you guys very easily notice is Grommen only waded into maybe waist deep, but is now like chest deep, having struggled so hard to pull. So only about knee deep, is now about waist deep inside the water, having struggled to pull him out of the thing. Grommen is far further down than he was before.
all right,
Okay.
now I'm gonna try to like
Chest
swim
way underwater.
with Otto back to the shore
Sure, make me strength save with disadvantage.
with disadvantage.
Hmm.
All right, can I use my inspiration to counter that?
You can, absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Otto's still shouting about
Oh, what?
Oh no.
What?
So,
Are you fucking kidding me?
struggling and fighting, be like, I can do this. I am Grommen. Nothing stops Grommen. The problem is the bog stopped Grommen, or the pond, or whatever, stopped Grommen, and sinks Grommen down a little bit lower to the point where if what's his name, Otto was at this level, Otto's head would be completely underwater. And you're holding Otto up. So
Yeah, I'm
Otto's
holding
like on your
Otto up.
arms and fine. Now,
Yeah.
Otto, how are you reacting to the situation? You're no longer in that room surrounded by pee.
Okay.
You're now over by the cliffside where you see Thonk underneath the water still with his horns. And
Yeah.
you're over by the cliffside where Rye is up there kind of coughing up water, and Grommen is carrying you to the cliff.
Mm-hmm. Grommen, we gotta save Thunk! He's still down there!
No, Thunk over there.
He's down there! We gotta get him!
We'll get him next. I'm gonna try to get us out of here. I guess another strength check.
Please, with disadvantage.
Oh my god. This is
Oh,
bad.
Better. So Grommen's going even further down. You guys can easily see this. Grommen's really struggling to get away. Didn't go that too far from the shore, like is pretty nearby. But despite the fact, it's like sinking. Like every step Grommen takes trying to lift his legs, every step he takes is just pushing him further and further down into the bog. His legs are just getting, sucked down into it. As powerful as they might be, they're, I suppose, too small and too weak to fight against this bog.
Okay, I'm gonna yell over to the others and be like, I can't get out. Something pulling me down.
I've been
Probably-
I've been staring at my spell list this whole time, being like, how can I help? And I can't.
Do you have like levitation or anything like
No,
that?
that's not.
Where is my loot? Where's my
Grommen's
loot?
like, climbing gear in my bag. Because I have some climbing gear in there if you can.
Oh yeah, I could try and. Oh, we should. Yeah. Okay, so I'll basically scrounge for rope. And
Yeah, I have some in my climbing gear.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll scrounge for rope in your climbing gear, and I'll throw it to you, and just Rye help me, like you and me pull, and try and pull Grommen out as
Awesome.
Grommen helps.
Before we approach that, to answer Otto's question, your loot is up by your stuff over near like the campfire or whatever. However, it requires attunement to be able to use, which is
Yeah.
why only you can use it.
Yeah, I did think about like maybe I could somehow coerce you into playing it, but that just seems too risky, and losing
Yeah.
that in the bog would suck.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yeah, Rye. I assume that Rye would be game for
I
helping me
think
pull him
after
out.
this, we
Yeah,
need
Rye's-
to get
Rye's
Otto an
totally
intervention.
Don't worry. Once Otto's out of the water, Otto's out of the water. I've got him.
Is that a spell in 5e? There's got to be a spell.
Intervention.
Intervention. Let me check. No. You're gonna have to have Thonk create that. The one good axe Thonk ever does. He creates the spell intervention.
One good act.
All right. So good lead act. So you grab the thing, you pull it out to him. Rye, do you assist?
Yeah.
Okay. Rye and Thonk, you guys are able to pull together. Whichever one of you is stronger can get advantage on this. If you are able to beat the DC, you can give advantage. You can if you beat one DC, you break Maggie's disadvantage. You beat another DC, you're able to give her advantage.
What's your strength check? Ryan?
-1.
Okay, so I'm the stronger. That's great.
Mhm.
That's a good start.
Yep.
So we're rolling. Am I rolling my strength check with advantage or just normal?
With advantage.
Okay. Well, there you go. Good luck. Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
Thank God. It's because I have Rye. It's because Rye is helping me. I nat 20
Wow.
the strength
Yep.
check.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So Maggie, you have advantage. Your disadvantage is broken and turned into advantage on this strength check. Please fail for me so I can have more fun.
No. All right, Otto. Okay, Otto. We try one more time. Ready?
Yeah, save Thonk though.
3.
You did it because Scott's upset, so you know you did it.
Yeah. It was funny because I was having the
down and tries to launch up.
Yeah. No, so I was having the DC rise as time went, and the DC was at a 17 this time, and your 19 is enough to beat it. So you said you what was your description, Maggie?
Because they threw the rope, right?
Yep.
So I'm guessing Otto is holding on a part and I'm holding on the other part, and then he's kneels down and pushes up out of the bog.
I imagine Otto's not being helpful in the least bit.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Too busy freaking out.
I'm not counting on him being helpful, but
Yeah, I think Otto's kind of tucked underneath one arm, and you have that arm with the rope kind of wrapped around it. And with the other one, you're actually trying to actively pull while kicking with your feet. You know what I mean? So Otto's
Otto
going,
is
too
tripping
tight,
balls pretty
too
hard
tight.
here.
So as you plorp up and land on the ground, and I assume
Yeah, I know.
Plorp is
Well,
a
that's
good
a
verb.
that's how I kind of I hear it as you
is that an onomatopoeia?
yeah, as they come out of the bog, the
Is that a real
suction.
word?
And it's not a real word, but the suction noise is like a plorp. And Otto kind of hits the ground, eyes wide, pupils dilated. Thonk actually stands over him and kind of pins him to the ground, dropping one knee onto his chest, and just grabs under his chin with one hand. And through that hand, I cast Lesser Restoration.
So this is what you see, okay?
Oh God, yeah, he's gonna freak the fuck out. Didn't even think about that.
So you finally are pulled out of the water and thrown onto the shore, and you look over and you see kind of lying on the ground next to you is your savior, the nymph, is lying there right next to you. Not the nymph, the dryad or whatever it was. Nymph. I think it was whatever it was. Is lying there
the
next to you,
fae.
and you're just kind of the fey creature. That's right. I don't think I defined it. The fey creature is lying next to you, and you're and you have this light in your eyes, a spark in your eyes that Grommen might actually remember from before as you look at Grommen. And right as Grommen is about to get scared from this, all of a sudden you're thrown to your back and a knee is thrust into your chest. And when you look up, what you see is that demonic angel creature that you saw once before when you were in the city of 10 Towns. The demonic angel creature hovering over you, looking down at you with this stern look. Even though there's a knee in your chest and Thonk is pretty close by, as you're looking up, it doesn't look like her face is right there. It literally looks like she's still hovering high above you, but somehow has her knee down on your chest, because that makes sense because you're drugged up. And you're kind of looking at this thing, and it's fucking scary.
Yeah. Otto screams loudly. And I'd prefer not to do it, but you can imagine a face something like this.
Like you said, Thonk's hand reaches under and grabs under his chin as he's screaming bloody murder. And through it, the channel, a red pulse channels through my arm, up and through my hand. Lesser Restoration is cast, removing poison, I'm assuming is what it is. And all of a sudden your trip just ceases completely. It's not a gradual thing. It's once the magic hits your system, your trip ends, the poison is removed, and you just see Thonk holding your chin.
And Gromit gets up and is like, "What you do to him, Thonk?" Because all he hears is like, Otto screaming.
And at like the trip subsides, I am continuing to scream for about 3/4 of a second before realizing what I'm doing, and I just immediately stop, and it just shut my mouth.
So as the scream stops and Gromit asks the question, Thonk doesn't actually answer. You kind of like tilt your head back and forth, seeing that your pupils went from super dilated back to somewhat normal. And he kind of semi-roughly kind of shoves your head to the side as he lets go, and he stands up, and he as he gets off, he says, "Fixing him." And I kind of go back to doing what I was doing, which was like chopping wood, I guess, or whatever I was doing for camp.
Gromit goes over and he's
Chopping wood.
he grabs you and he's like, "Are you okay?
What the fuck happened?
You don't remember?"
Hi, Gromit.
You come and you talk about how pretty fire is, and then you talk about ride horns, and then you think you have horns, and then you go in the water, and you
Otto
think
reaches
you're
up for
tiny
his head.
Thonk, and you tell me that you need to save him in water. I don't know.
I love that Gromit had to go step by step of that explanation, and then just ends up with, "I don't know."
Rye comes up behind Otto and she kind of leans over him and kind of dangles a mushroom. and she's like, "Maybe you shouldn't eat any more of these."
But
Oh, Gromit sees the mushroom. He's like, "Oh, you eat those? Oh, Otto, why you no share?"
Rye frowns and snatches it away from Gromit. "They're poisonous, you idiot!"
No, they fun. I'm assuming that it probably has a different effect on Otto than Gromit, depending on how much is consumed, right?
Maggie, there's only one way to find out. We're all gonna have to hang out and eat magic mushrooms together and see
Oh,
what
yeah.
happens. You know what I mean?
that's the whole episode, man.
That's we'll put up a couple cams. Everybody will watch.
Does anybody else have lesser restoration? Because if the answer is no, Thonk does not get to participate, and he gets to be the party pooper who brings the person down.
Yeah.
No, you get to be the babysitter. You can.
That's
just
what I'm
make
saying.
it-
He's Thonk.
Designated driver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you're the
Thonk
DD
mom.
for our group acid trip.
I've only got one more second level spell, so you are SOL.
boned.
Only one more person can have a trip.
Wait a second. If we strip Otto down and float him inside of a pool filled with tons and tons of salt and just
like
keep feeding
this.
him mushrooms, does he get psychic powers and the ability to go into other dimensions?
That'd be
Oh, now
awesome.
I like this.
Yeah, right?
Okay, no, that's
How
better.
much do you weigh, Otto? I'm just
I'd
curious.
say 40 pounds.
You're 40 pounds.
And you
oh,
eat
you
an
are-
entire mushroom.
Wait, you're 2 feet. Oh, how 2'7" or 2 feet? What are you? 2 feet?
I just threw out a number. Honestly, I don't know how much I weigh. I am. What do we decide, Scott? Because unless
You're a little
You're 3
chubby
feet.
gap, a little
Yeah.
chubby.
You're 3 feet tall, and how much you weigh is probably about 45 pounds.
Okay, 40 pounds. Actually, that's not bad for 3 feet. You're a tall halfling then if you're 3 feet.
Because you're not portly, you're actually in pretty good shape because you're always hiking. It's one of those
Yeah.
sure, I drink all the time and eat like a fucking animal, but I'm always dodging attacks and bleeding. So calories are
I'm
burned.
always losing weight via blood loss. You know, that's how I like
Well,
it.
Gromit is
Waiting
8
keeps you
times
healthy.
Yeah.
times your weight then at that point. So
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Well, what was I gonna say? It is around that time where we're gonna take our first break, and when we come back, we can I suppose continue with this adventure and begin Otto's intervention.
I've had a pretty consistent pattern of spending the first hour under the influence of something.
It's 2 in a row now, man. 2 in a
Yeah.
row. And
I
you
think
can blame the
really
magic
big-
mushroom thing on Jellyfish Pirates cartoon.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, you know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be we're gonna have a GoFundMe, an Otto intervention GoFundMe. That's what it's gonna be, and it's just gonna be to pour in the gold pieces to pay for all the heals for Otto.
and the
to
video
be-
that's gonna play is just him going that skull crusher
Oh, yeah, that gif is amazing. All right,
with the music and everything.
everybody, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, do what you got to do. We'll be back in a few minutes. We'll see you shortly.